Yo ho ho! So unfortunately there will be no November book haul. I didn't actually buy anything in November because it's way too close to Christmas, and I feel bad buying things for myself. So yeah, but to make up for it, I'm going to do a book review because it's just so rare that I actually do a book review. So I'm going to do it on The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. I started reading this on Halloween and I finished it like a day or two later. I got through it pretty quick because I was glued to it. It's a really gripping book, and basically it's about an actress called Chris MacNeil and her daughter Regan. And at the start of the book, because Chris is divorced recently enough, you kind of feel that Regan she's ignored a lot. She doesn't go to school, she's homeschooled. She just, because Chris is always so busy with work, and so basically what happens is that Chris notices Regan's personality start to change, but it starts with like really subtle things, like Regan claiming that her bed is shaking. She claims that there's an odd smell in her room. It's very cold in her room as well, even though the heating's on at full blast. And Chris kind of brushes off the whole bed shaking and odd smell thing off as Regan just looking for attention, because that's what 11-year-old children do. And then other things start happening, like furniture starts moving around and things start going missing, and Regan claims to know nothing of them. But again, Chris believes that Regan's the one who's doing this just to get attention. But then things start to change about Regan. Her personality, basically a new personality, starts developing, and this really worries Chris because an 11-year-old child shouldn't be, swearing and vomiting on people and just being a horrible human being. And so Chris decides, okay, I'm going to take her to a doctor, get her tested out to see what could be the cause of this. And all the tests come back negative. The doctors can't figure out what the hell's wrong with Regan. They think, at first that it's her nerves, because of the divorce affecting her in a bad way, that she's taking it out. And it's not that. It's not split personality or anything like that. And so Chris is kind of at the end of her tether because she's so frustrated. It sounds weird because she wants Regan to be sick, but purely because so she can be cured then. If they knew what she had, then she can be cured. But anyway, so one night they're having a dinner party and Regan comes down the stairs, and there's an astronaut there at the party who's one of Chris's friends, and she tells him that he's going to die up there because in a few months or something he's going to be going up into space or something, and that creeps him out obviously. And then she starts urinating on the carpet, just standing there urinating, and that's one of the main parts where Chris starts to talk about. There's also a priest there, and they're talking about exorcism and witchcraft and possession and all these sort of things, and that gets the idea going in Chris's mind, being, what if my daughter's possessed? And she is an atheist, so she's never thought of this sort of thing before. She doesn't believe in it, but Regan has read a book about possession or something, or witchcraft or something like that, and it turns out that doctors say if she believes she is possessed, an exorcism could help because it's all about suggestion. And so they get in Father Karras, who again, he doesn't believe that Regan is possessed. He just believes, she's a little girl trying to get attention. And he has to study her behaviour. He's given tapes of Regan's voice recording a letter to her dad, and he has to study the way she used to talk compared to the way she talks now as this demonic person. And he realizes that this is basically, she's not putting it on. This is basically a totally new personality with none of her traits. And And then it just goes on from there. They get in an Exorcist and all that jazz. But basically what I really liked about this book was when they were trying to study Regan and finding out the medical reasonings why she might be acting like with a new personality and things, because like we're in an age now where it's like, you know, it's all about mental health. Like if someone, you know, you see split personality things, and you know, we don't immediately go to, oh, they're possessed by something. It's immediately, oh, they're just mentally ill. And I found that kind of fascinating. I don't know why, but overall, it's such a good book. It's really gripping. Like, I was totally glued to it, even though I have seen the movie and I know what happens at the end. It's just one of those books that you just have to keep on reading, and, you know, one more chapter. One more part of this book is the famous crucifix head-spinning scene. And I had just finished reading that, and I was sitting on my bed. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. If you follow me on Goodreads, you know what happened. I'm reading that and I was creeped out. You know, the hairs on the back of my neck were standing up, and all of a sudden I just hear BAM! And a bird had flown into my window, and then it was just fluttering there looking at me, and I was, oh, that's... You don't want that sort of thing to happen when you're reading this. I was like, does it know that I'm reading this? But yeah, so like if you're into horror and stuff, you know, this says, I didn't find it like scary. You know, it does say on the cover, the most terrifying novel ever written. But I don't know if it's because I've just desensitized myself from watching and reading so much horror. But you know, if you dig it and you like the movie and stuff, obviously the movie is very accurate to the book because the screenplay was also written by William Peter Blatty, and you know, so I'm not going to talk about the movie because it's a book review. But age-wise, I would say probably 15 and up. It depends what kind of stuff you read. Like if you read YA all the time, I would say don't read this. Don't jump from YA to this or anything like that. But you know, if you read more kind of, if you read like adult books and stuff, I'd say totally go for it. And you know, well, that sort of thing. You know, if you're a mature 13-year-old, you could totally read it. But you know, I'm just saying it really depends on, you know, what you read already. So that's it basically. So like, I loved it. It's really good, and you should just totally read it if you're into horror. That's kind of my point. And yeah, so that's it. I've gotten really confused, but I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already done so. My next video, I'm kind of going to do an update on the whole Lexapro thing. It's going to be like life after Lexapro, so I know there's some people who are subscribed to me who are interested in that side of things rather than actual like books and stuff. Because I haven't done like anything like that for a couple of months. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you soon.